partnership at centre-half, 2 centre midfielders, and the number 10 to what Liverpool had today. It's literally a gulf.
Just got to keep sacking your managers all through the season until you land on the right one. And from Nottingham Forest's point of view, did you say Slot is under pressure? Now, when you say under pressure, do you mean like there's a chance he won't be Liverpool manager by the end of the season?
If it keeps going, absolutely, yeah. I mean, you don't get to spend that much money in the off-season and then turn in that level of performance, because that is a team now that looks lost, that Liverpool team, and they're going to need a manager to come up with something. Zaba's at right back doesn't work. He's not a right back. I mean, as much and all as he tried, he doesn't affect the game. He's a player that needs to be in the centre of midfield. Yes, they have injuries, I accept that, but Konate, for some reason, has fallen off the side of a cliff. His form, they can't seem to get the best out of Salah for whatever way it may be. McAllister looks tired. Gravenberch isn't the player that he was, and it just looks flat. And I said the creativity. You know, there's so much numbers, goals, assists gone out of that Liverpool team with the 2 players that left, and Mo Salah's inevitable drop off, because he was never going to, what did he have last year, 44 goal involvements or something crazy. He was never going to maintain that, but he's still going to chip in with his fair share. But where does he get that creativity from now? Because you look at McAllister, can he create? Doesn't look like at the minute. Gravenberch looks a little bit awful as well. I mean, to end up with Curtis Jones in centre midfield, Szoboszlai at right back, and Gravenberch at right side centre back after 50 minutes for a team that spent 250 million quid is stunning.
What about Slot? Do you think he's under that sort of pressure?
No, I think he's fine, certainly fine for this season, and he'll get time to analyse that squad and decide who he can trust, who he can lean on kind of going forward, who's got to get shown the door. There's some big decisions there because there's some big personalities at the football club.
But might he get shown the door? That's what Damon's suggesting.
No,
why are you so confident in that? If they keep
I just think
like that, they're whacked at home by Nottingham Forest.
Yeah, but they're kind of they're league champs. I think he's got enough credit in the bank. I think they rate him. I don't think it's just about maybe the money he spent. I think it's the drop off in terms of some of those integral players who've been key for Liverpool over the years, talking about Salah and Van Dijk, McAllister in particular. So he's got to figure it out. But I don't actually look at that Liverpool squad and think there's not a team there. They're actually way short. I actually feel as if they can get a team on the pitch, not perfect in every part, but can actually take them forward. When Damien talks about Szoboszlai, he's their outstanding player. You've got to get him in the centre of the pitch. The partnership of him and Gravenberch in midfield is the start. That's the start. And you might have to slide in Gomez alongside Van Dijk. Van Dijk, for the first time in his career, looks as if he needs somebody, he needs a bit of help alongside him. We're talking about Morgan gives right, that creative element, the natural number 10, linking midfield and up front. Have Liverpool got that type of player? I think they do, but he wasn't on the pitch today. Wirtz, I think they've got to get him into that position, his best position as a number 10, and go from there. You have to get that spine of the team right.
Do you think against that low block, putting Florian Wirtz in that minefield of the Nottingham Forest midfield, the pace of it, that he has that ability to take it in traffic?
I've seen it for Leverkusen over the years. Off the shoulder, the opposition centre midfielders on the half turn. He hasn't got that technical ability. He's a ball player. I think he's a number 10.
The physical requirements for it, though, Kenny, because it's a minefield in there. I think we can agree.
Smart. I think he's a smart player.
I think we can agree that between the Bundesliga and the Premier League, that is a different calibre of midfield. And I don't know if it's too much for him.
We haven't seen him as best. I spoke before the game about getting a settled team and sticking with it. And I say the same after the game. It's Isaac up front. It's Wirtz in the number 10.
And Wirtz was injured today. Just
exactly. That's part of the future. That's how you try and change it and improve it. Szoboszlai has to go into midfield alongside Gravenberch, and that's a start. And then you have to try and fix things around it.
I think that level of performance, that abject, because that's what I was today, abject from Liverpool. That level of performance, the manager will be called into question, because the players look. It's not like they're trying; it's not coming off on them. Sometimes you can lose games, and it's just not happening for you. But you can see the players are trying. There was a distinct lack of application there from a lot of Liverpool players, and a distinct drop-off in their enthusiasm for the game. And I think that's where the manager needs to come into question.
It's not good, certainly from the Nottingham Forest point of view. Not so much from Liverpool, who really struggled, and Damien reckons that their manager might be under a fair amount of pressure sooner rather than later. So, second half kicks off. They've already had a bit of a little bit of a let-off with a goal being disallowed in the first half, which would have put them 2-0 up, put Forest 2-0 up. And yet, within a minute of the second half starting, this happens.
Yeah, first of all, I thought it was a mistake not making those changes at half-time. I think it warranted it. Until 1 minute into the second half, it's all over. McAllister again, not near the pitch where you want him, 1v1 inside his own penalty box. It's not a strength in terms of defensive side of his game. He has to do better there. He gets done. Nico Williams was absolutely great, just checks it back into the space. There's a great run from Morgan to get wide to the near post. That kind of drags Van Dijk and Konate to the near post there. You have a look at that. That opens up the space. Gakpo's a little bit late in reacting.
Yeah, listen, it's really poor from McAllister. You know, a minute into the second half, he's obviously come out lacking in concentration. And they deserve to be 2-0 up, because we spoke at half-time about that disallowed goal, which was a travesty, and they deserved that to go 2-0 up. And then once they got the nose in front, that low block just got tougher and tougher to break down.
You say it was a lack of concentration at the start of the second half. I would have thought that that's a time where you're fully clued in. Like maybe as you get tired, as the half goes on, it starts wobbling.
You had a break and you've come out and the ball's come inside, and it's an easy one for him to make the tackle, to just get his body in front of it, and invariably it favours him, because Nico Williams is spinning around and he's the one that's in a good position, but he obviously just wasn't concentrating, wasn't strong enough, and Nico Williams skipped by him.
Yeah, but it happens too often. This isn't an isolated incident, because this is what I'm talking about, that central midfield there. You can't trust him. Technically a very good player, very good footballer, but makes too many mistakes. I don't trust him in that area of the pitch. Slobosly's in his position there inside the box. He doesn't make that mistake. He's more aggressive. He's more switched on defensively. But these are the small things. There's loads of this. This is where you start fixing it. This is where you start fixing Liverpool. Where do you start fixing? Well, there you go for the start. Get McAllister out of the team, get Slobosly in that central midfield area. Defensively, you're more solid. That's a start.
They're all symptoms. Stuff like that are symptoms of a bigger problem, right? For a goal to go in, people make mistakes. It always happens, right? And you can always point to those mistakes. And people say, well, if we don't do that, but those mistakes are symptomatic of an underlying issue, that the players aren't as focused, as motivated, as hungry as what they used to be. So there's obviously a bigger issue at play here, the lack of oomph in their game for him to make those tackles.
Forest certainly looked hungry and motivated under Sean Dyche, and Morgan Gibbs-White got their third goal at Anfield.
Listen, man, we all have this moment when you're an old player, and unfortunately Andy Robertson's had a lot of them recently. He hasn't got the confidence to stand square with Amari Hutchinson, so he just edges that he's going to go down the line. Young boy maybe doesn't give him enough help, but he needs to stay level with him here and get him down the line, but he just bites a bit too much. And then he can't work his feet, and that is just age, unfortunately, catching up with you. Alisson makes a reasonable save. Can he get it out of the danger area? Listen, it's a powerful shot, and then they're on their heels on the edge of the box as well. It falls beautifully to Gibbs-White, and he finishes it brilliantly. But as I said, we did the Scotland game during the week, and he wasn't good. Andy Robertson, a lot of moments like that where people were skipping by him and he's getting caught out. And unfortunately, time has just caught up with him. He's been a brilliant servant to Liverpool. But that is just not acceptable.
But then we talked about another problem, because we talked about Kirkes before the match, and you highlighted why that hasn't worked so far. So that's why Robertson is getting more game time. Kirkes started today, Robertson comes on because they feel like they need his solidity, because they haven't replaced him adequately.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what I think. You have to stick with Kirkes. You have to kind of trust him. He's in a difficult place at the moment. Confidence-wise, he's struggling. But Robertson isn't the solution. Might have to think out of the box. Spoke about Gomez, the centre half. Joe Gomez, who played portions of career at left back at Liverpool not too long ago, played very well as well. A defender who you can trust in that area of the pitch. Is he going to go into centre midfield and light things up? This kind of rotation that we're used to seeing. We saw it today from Kirkes. I don't think that's helping him out. When you're lacking in confidence as a left back, make the game simple. Stay in your orthodox left back position. We understand, and keep it simple. Play your winger, go and support. Stay in an area of the pitch where you're comfortable. Don't ask a player lacking in confidence, an orthodox left back, to start drifting into midfield and inside left areas in the pockets and start playing in those areas of the pitch.
Forest deserve a little bit of love here. So who have you picked out specifically?
Picked out Murillo, but it could have been a couple. It could have been his partner Milenkovic alongside him. They're outstanding last year, these two. They really were. Murillo today, particularly in this kind of first half, just natural defensive instincts, just dominating the penalty box, winning headers, anticipating danger. This is exactly what I'm talking about. Sliding across, winning possession, nice and calmness as well, and putting his body on the line. But it's not just that, it's about calmness as well. This was laid on a brilliant block. Milenkovic done the same. I'm going to mention Elliot Anderson as well in that kind of central midfield area. His work rate. He's a highly technical player, but he absolutely worked like a dog today for the team. And this was like a cherry on top. I can't believe his first touch here. Slobosly probably thinks when he has that first touch, we're going to get a tackle here, but he gets the shot off that quickly off the second touch. It's an absolutely wonderful finish, and yeah, congratulations to him today. But it was a real collective effort.
He was brilliant. He really was. And the moment of Milenkovic shrugging Salah off the ball. I mean, even Salah got up and went, he did back to their formidable best.
Yeah, there was a bit of controversy over that goal, and Doy was